There are some things out there in the world that are undeniably bad. Like, have you ever just experienced something that was so painfully mid and there just wasn't any redeemable qualities behind it, and you just left whatever experience it was thinking, man, I just wish I never bothered to go through with this. Well, yeah, we all know it. But imagine the second you begin to express your disdain for what was created, you're hit with the, "Oh my Zeus, you're just a hater!" Son, the food tasted like literal doggy doo-doo. What are you on about? And that's just a notion I've been seeing recently. Of course, things have been getting better recently, with more critique and more slander posts about things people don't like. However, if you dare critique an indie game or an indie film, you're literally ungrateful and you're just a hater. But I'll save these topics for later, for when we get into the video. But just be warned, because this video is
rated R for retarded.
I'll spare everyone the rant and details, and just say this video is scripted. I apologize for the absolute mess I made of the previous video, and honestly, I shouldn't have made such dragged out slop like that again.
I don't give a shit!
Alright, that's enough accountability. Time to talk about why I should be able to hate with absolutely no consequences. I should preface this first by of course saying that hate isn't just blind hate. It's not just, I hate this thing, I hate this thing, I hate this thing so much! No, it's not like that at all. I'm talking about well thought out critique that may or may not come across as a little more aggressive than originally imagined. Of course, everyone knows criticism is allowed. However, when it comes to your specific niche, media all of a sudden, you're harassing the creator of a certain work. No, it doesn't work this way. It never worked this way, and it never will work this way. I'll talk about the elephant in the room, Vizzy-Pop, Mid of a Boss, and Piss Take Hotel. To stop that, everyone likes to highlight as a peak of indie animation productions. I know, of course, in recent times there's been a lot of words directed towards these two series that may deem as unfavorable. However, even still, the shows have insane defenders. Guys, Has-Been Hotel got signed on by Amazon. This isn't even indie media anymore. That excuse ain't gonna cut it. You gotta stop using that as an excuse. I don't want to hear any more excuses for this type of slop, because Vizzy-Pop shows have been awful from the start, and the only good, somewhat decent curation was the pilot for Mid-Bin Hotel. People will still look at you like this hateful entity for not liking a show this arse. Next up on the list is productions made by kids. Now hear me out. I actually understand how it is. A kid made a drawing? You don't want to obliterate the hopes and dreams by calling it arse. However, that is then not an excuse to block out all and any criticism of their work. I've seen many kids make animations and drawings and draw something that is honestly quite questionable. I mean, I personally don't usually go out and say anything, but when I see other people say things about such content, I low-key agree with them. Yeah, it's kind of mid, it's not that good. And then next thing you know, you're getting nuked for harassing a minor who's still developing their skills, and that now you just don't want to see them grow. Can we stop being disingenuous for 5 minutes and understand that the person who's critiquing the work isn't just doing it out of hatred of their heart? Sometimes they genuinely have real critiques to make about it. It's just being worded in a manner that you personally don't like, and just harp on that and attack this person for what they said, rather than the content of what they're actually saying. This type of behavior is actually quite common in these situations. For example, if you were to critique something like Has-Been Hotel and said, "I don't like the way abusive relationships are being portrayed in this media," do you know what these absolute geniuses will take from your statement? They would say, "Dude, do you not like shows that handle mature themes and stuff?" What the hell are you talking about? No, nobody said that, dude. No, nobody said that. Needless to say, it's become increasingly hard to lay out your opinion without somebody using your own competence against you. I did address it in my last video, but took way too long to get to the meat of it. But thankfully, a recent event has happened in order to bring and highlight this issue more clearly. The Chainsaw Man Part 2 ending. That's right, Fujimoto slander on my timeline. I'm actually smiling. I've been a day one hater of Chainsaw Man Part 2. Ever since Asa came into the scene, it just wasn't as good as Part 1. It was slow and eventful, and the characters that just we came to know disappeared just like that. But that's the point, it's a show of Chainsaw Man, it's a world. The world is so unforgiving, it's harsh and... no, it's just slop, man. Killing off main characters just doesn't make for a good story, not all the time. I mean, just look at Akame Kills anime. But let's not get too into that. The ending of Chainsaw Man Part 2 left a lot of people things to desire. Only just now people are actually laying out critiques and speaking about it, and talking about the way it went. If you try to call out Chainsaw Man before this, you'll be getting things like, oh, you're just media illiterate and being unable to handle complex themes. And they'll be defending Fujimoto to death. Like, yeah, he made some banger one-shots, and yeah, he made Fire Punch 2. Doesn't mean that everything he is going to make is going to be good. That in itself is a logical fallacy, to assume that just because someone performed well in the past, they'll perform well in the future as well. I've addressed the problem, but now it's time to move into solutions. We have all sorts of problems where people will not allow you to critique the media that they watch. So how do we fix this? How do we allow for people to critique whatever media they choose without the strongest white knights fighting for their favorite creator's life? Well, the answer may actually disappoint you. There isn't anything unique or cool we actually can do about it. Not to say it's completely hopeless, of course. I already highlighted how it's becoming more and more common for people to make critiques of media that people enjoy. What I'm getting at is that eventually the fear of backlash will decrease when impatience grows, and thus people get tired to the point of just complaining about it anyway, regardless of what happens. And so this leads us to a solution where we can take the easiest route. The way to go around this is just to wait for people to complain on their own. Eventually, despite the backlash, they will voice their opinion. But this has its own weakness. It just takes too long. And the people willing to speak is still far too few in number. So, the second congruent decision is to just normalize it. Normalize people roasting the hell out of something they feel is bad. I'm tired of the happy-go-lucky, it's all whimsical mentality that's been adopted. It's poisonous, it's toxic, and it's just not helpful. Nothing gets better if people are content with the status quo. If you feel like you've been watching a bunch of slop recently, where you feel that the quality has decreased, the best way forward is to just stop consuming it and tell others how bad it's gotten. It's your right as a consumer to just choose to not consume, no matter if people judge you for your reason for not consuming the media. Don't let anyone guilt you into accepting this pathetic showing for any longer. You have the right. Even if a kid made it, even if an indie studio made it, even if someone you like made it, or someone you hate made it, you have the right to just call it garbage. Well, I think my cortisol is now lowered, and now I can do other things. But what is that? What the hell is that? How? But you stupid